I recently sculpted this Frankenstein's creature in ZBrush, inspired by Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. So I recently sent the first few prototypes to print on my Elgu resin printers, and here they are on the plates with the support still on. So next we're gonna have to pop these off the plates. So I use this scraper and just pop them off. And here's the more daunting part where we have to take off all the supports. So I'm just gonna quickly speed through all this. I usually try to pop off as many of the supports as I can with just my fingers. And then for the more sensitive areas, like the straps that are hanging off of his wrist, I use the clippers and some of the more delicate areas. And now that I have the supports off, I'm gonna put them in the alcohol bath and let them sit in there for a while, and then we're gonna be able to pull them out. I like to wipe them down with a microfiber towel just to make sure you get all of the leftover resin off. You could just let them air dry because it is alcohol and it evaporates pretty easily, or I've even used a hair dryer or compressed air before to make the drying process a little quicker. And then for the next step, we're gonna have to put them in the UV cure box for a few minutes. So we'll let the creatures do their little seance. So after they were done curing, then I moved on to sanding, and I used a mix of this Dremel, and I also had an X-Acto that I was using and a sanding pad to make sure that the feet were nice and flat so that they stand up properly. Then I moved on to the light blue one, and then I actually forgot to record the process of the clothed creature version. Now that the figures are all sanded and cleaned up, we're moving on to the last step, which is just giving them a really good wash. I have this nozzle in my sink that has a few different settings, which is really nice to make sure I get every last bit of the residue off the prints. So let's check out the final results. Here's the light blue ABS version of the Frankenstein creature. I think this version is my favorite. In person, it looks fantastic, and I'm excited to add some color to this. So stay tuned to see the fully painted versions. But even just in the solid color, they photograph really well. Look at all the details that you can capture. And moving on to the dark gray ABS version, this one looks great too. Honestly, you might even be able to capture a little bit more of the details with this color variant. And gray resin always just makes the sculpts look really cool and clean. Which color variant do you like better? Let me know in the comments below. And lastly, the Frankenstein's creature fully clothed variant. I'm really happy with how this one turned out as well. I think the details on the jacket came out great with all the fur and the tatteredness. And I love the little mouse that I added on his shoulder. So what do you think of these creature design figures? Would you add them to your collection? As always, thanks for watching. Stay creative and create and collect what you love.